please. Okay, ooh, look at that. Nice big group of you. Thank you. Excellent. Super, super. Okay, so my plan for this morning is to, since I just got the access code I needed for the web page, I want to show you around the web page a little bit at the textbook site, just so you kind of know how to find things there, and then show you where to find things on my Blackboard page, so that hopefully everything is really clear for you and you don't go into the weekend feeling a little bit stressed about assignments that are going to be due next week, okay? Because I know sometimes, you know, every faculty member sets the Blackboard page up differently, and that gets confusing for you, so I just want to make it absolutely clear where things are going to be. And as I said, take a quick look at this web page for the book, because I haven't looked at it now in 4 months, so I want to remind myself as well as show you where things are going to be. All right? And hopefully that will be it for today, unless any of you have got specific questions you want to ask about things, which would be great. Questions are always good. Okay? All right. Yay! You know what? They changed this drop-down, Ryan, between yesterday lunchtime.
Yeah, in the grad class.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's why it wasn't working initially. Oh, we had lots of fun last night. Okay. All right, so you should be able to see the Jones and Bartlett sign now. See what I'm doing. All right, so this page actually that you're seeing right now is a mix of my instructor website and access to Navigate 2. So Navigate 2 is the student course site. All right, so when you redeem your code, so let me see if I can go back. Okay, so this is the home page for JB Learning. In your book, and I don't know how that works if you get an ebook, but they'll send you an access code with the ebook. I just don't know where you see that. If you get a hard copy of the book, it's inside the front cover. Up here is the redeem code link. All right, you click on that. Scroll down here, there isn't any actual boxes to fill in, but sometimes they set these websites up so that if you don't scroll, you can't move forwards. Click the agree. Put your access code in here. All right. Click redeem. Oh, because I already did that. Hold on. So you'll click redeem. You'll have to set a password, put your email in, set a password, and then you'll be able to get to Navigate 2. So let me just go to my products. Here we go. We'll look at Navigate 2. So when you get to this page, all right, JB Learning set their website up such that I can create a little course shell and give you the course code, and you can go just to that course. To be quite frank, I didn't do that last year, and I'm not sure I'm techie enough to work that out given everything else I have going on. So ignore that at the moment, unless you hear from me. You're going to click on the top launch button that says Open Enrollment Course. All right? And here's your web page. All right? So you have a couple of different ways, at least we did last year, so let's take a look and see what they've done over the summer with the web page. Animations, I don't remember that from last year, so that's fun. Ooh, look, loads of animations. Animations are always cool, because they give you a really great visual of something it's difficult to get the idea of kind of in your head. So I always love animations. That's fun to know they're there. Okay. Chapter 1 is what we're going to do on Monday. Here's the ebook. Here are the learning objectives from the front of the chapter. Flashcards. So the flashcards, I think, just help you learn terms and definitions that are in the chapter. The slides, so that's the PowerPoint. I'll be adapting that because there's piles of them. Let's have a look. It's going to open up. Right, so there's 25 slides. I don't have time in one lecture to go through 25 slides. And also, I don't really need to teach you content. I'm trying to open your experience of your own health and wellness, right? So we're not going to go through every single thing in the chapter. You're going to read this chapter and do the worksheets and the questions on Wednesday. So yeah, it'll be a lot shorter than 25 slides, because also I would like there to be some discussion. Okay. Now, you can access, remember I said that if you buy the hard copy, the workbook is at the back of the book and there are actual sheets there. You can access the electronic workbook through the chapter link here. Right? I'll open that up. They've also put the animation here as well. So the animation for this chapter is here. So you don't have to go in through the animation link. And here are the workbook items from the back of the book. All right, so there's 2 self-assessments and 1 changing health habits. And we'll go back and have a quick look at the syllabus so you can see which ones of these you have to do. All right. You can also access the workbook on this link, so you don't have to go into the chapter. You can go over here and they have the workbook exercises for each chapter. I'm not quite sure why they duplicated that, but it gives you a couple of different options of ways of getting to the PDFs that you need. And then the PDFs, you type into those, so you want to download the PDF, all right, to your computer or your thumb drive, however you're going to keep this material. Download the PDF, type into the PDF and save it, and then you're going to load the PDF to Blackboard. All right, it should be very straightforward. I am technologically phobic and I can manage it, so I think all you guys are going to be just fine. Okay. So yeah, that's where you're going to get to the workbook items, okay? Any questions about the website for the textbook? No? Remember, if you can't think of anything now and then class finishes and all of a sudden something pops in your head and you're like, oh my God, I wish I had asked Dr. Wall that. Remember that you can either send a discussion board Q&A, right, if it's content related or it's about the web page, or you can just send me an email through Blackboard and ask a question, all right? So don't worry if you think of something later, okay? All right, let me change here. Stop sharing that one and share syllabus again. Okay. All right. So on the schedule, I've included the workbook exercises that you have to do and the questions that I want you to complete when you've finished reading the chapters on the Wednesdays, all right? So Wednesday's kind of your catch up with the reading, do the assignment session, okay? So if you look in this column here, for example, next week, you've got to do the self-assessment 1 and 2 from the workbook, but only read the Changing Health Habits because the Changing Health Habits worksheet in Chapter 1 is just an example for you of how to fill in that worksheet for the rest of the chapters, all right? What kinds of things you want to be putting in there. So that's just an example. And then you can see here, we're going to do the applying what you have learnt, and I've picked a couple of the questions at the end. And what you're going to do with these questions is you're just going to type your answers into a Word document. So copy and paste the question, or type the question, or just put the question number, and then type your answer, and then you're going to load that Word document into Blackboard for me. Okay? And then on Friday, next Friday, we're going to start our Friday morning isolation activities, and we're going to go for a walk. Right? We're going to start with something that's good for our cardiovascular system and good for our mental health. There's lots and lots of research out there now that indicates that aerobic exercise really benefits your mental wellness. Okay? So we're going to go for a walk next week. All right? Questions on how this is laid out? Remember that right down the bottom here, there is a reminder of your pre-chapter quizzes, but the pre-chapter quizzes are set up with an announcement link. So when that pre-chapter quiz opens up at 10 o'clock on Monday, you'll get an announcement. No, not Monday. What day is that? That's today, right? It's going to open up at 10 o'clock today after class. You will also get an announcement pop up in Blackboard to remind you that the pre-chapter quiz is there. All right, so it will open at 10 o'clock today, and it will close at 8:30 on Monday before class because it's a pre-chapter quiz. All right?
So just to confirm, we take the
Hold on. Let me come closer to the speaker so I can hear you. Say that again, please.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Just to confirm, you take the pre-chapter quiz before reading the chapter?
No, the pre-chapter quiz, no, sorry. No, the pre-chapter quiz is my way to encourage you to take a look at the chapter before you come to class on Monday.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because, as I said, I can't cover the whole chapter, and actually, since I don't perceive this as a content class, exactly, I don't want to cover the whole chapter because I want this to be your experience of your own health, and I don't want to influence your perception of the material in the chapter. So yeah, it's not that you don't look at the chapter, it's that you do look at the chapter in order to do the quiz.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great, good question. Thank you for checking in on that. Okay, so let's take an actual look then at Blackboard, because it isn't set up completely yet, because I have been crazy busy this week. Oh, there it is, it did pop up, okay. And then I need to go here. Okay. Okay. So, over on the side here are the class notes, right? Here's the folder for the lecture notes. Right now, you can see there are 3 PowerPoints for Chapter 1. Over the weekend, I'm going to pick and choose information from those 3 and put them together into one, because when I had you guys in class last year, I did this slightly differently. So there'll be a kind of pulled together Chapter 1. There'll be a new version of a Chapter 1 PowerPoint here by Monday. Okay? You can't see this participation link right now. All right? If I go to the student mode over here, you can see that participation link doesn't show. All right? It will show by Monday. Okay? And under the participation link, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a folder for each chapter. You can see this is left over from the end of last semester when we went online. So there'll be a Chapter 1 folder. In the Chapter 1 folder will be an assignment for your Word document for those questions at the end of the chapter that I showed you on the schedule. All right? And there'll be, I think, my plan is to put a link there for you to download a couple of minutes of film of you being active on Fridays. Okay? Just not quite sure how to do that. I have to do a bit of research for that. Go back and look at what I did last semester and talk to distance education. Okay? Under the assignment link, here is your folder for the chapter quizzes. So if I click here now, there's the quiz for Chapter 1. If you click on it right now, you won't see it, because it doesn't open until 10 o'clock. Okay? So there's your chapter quizzes. Here's the self-assessment. So the sheets at the back of the workbook that are the self-assessment sheets, there'll be assignments here for you to download those. So there'll be a chapter 1 folder, and in chapter 1 there'll be an assignment for essay 1 and 2. Or I might not bother putting a chapter folder, I may just put the assignment here. Depends how messy it looks. I like to try to keep things looking pretty tidy so that it's easier to find what you need. Okay? There's also a folder for the changing health habits. So the changing health habits is the other type of worksheet that is at the back of the book. Okay? So you will go into this folder and download your changing health habits worksheet. Bless you. Again, you can't see these right now because we're too early in the semester for you to be worrying about these. I want you to get the hang of the other stuff first. But there will be a folder here that will give you information for your presentation at the end of the semester. And there'll be a folder here that will give you information about your personal binder that you're going to put together for the end of the semester. All right? So I hope that's really kind of easy to maneuver around and find what you need. As I said, I'm not tech at all, so I really try to keep things as simple as possible, otherwise my brains blow up. So, any questions about the Blackboard setup? Or about the assignments? That's all I had for you today, short and sweet today. But I just wanted to make sure, I didn't want to jump straight into the chapter work and not make sure that everybody was comfortable with this. I know some of you are brand new freshmen, and it's a big transition from school into this environment, and then you don't get to be here and be on campus and have immediate access to me after class, you know, like you would have done. So I'm just trying to make sure that we have a good communication and that you know exactly where to find what's going to happen. Any comments, questions, ideas? Do you think this is going to be fun? Is it going to be something that you're going to learn from, hopefully? No one's willing to say. They're all like, yeah, let's wait until we get into it. All right. So if you don't have any questions right now, as I said, if something comes to you and you're over the weekend, you're like, oh my God, I don't know, then just drop me an email, okay? I have to work all weekend because I'm so far behind on setting up these Blackboard pages. So if you email me this weekend, I will actually be there and able to read them, all right? And I will see you Monday morning then. All right, all ready for chapter 1? Okay, bye.